So to start dry January, what are the benefits people could see from abstaining from alcohol for a month?
A lot of people in general, if they just get rid of alcohol for 30 days, would notice significantly improved sleep, which we know would help them have more energy. They would also generally have more focus and motivation throughout the day. In addition to that, a lot of people do lose weight because of the fact that alcohol does cause inflammation in the body and their brain and their gut and their whole body in general. And so that causes you to retain more water weight. You also generally make poorer food choices when you're drinking. You have late night snacks and stuff. So people generally go into more of a calorie deficit on accident, just truly because they're not in the environment that they would be in if they were drinking a lot of alcohol. And alcohol is also empty calories. So there's no nutritional benefit from it. It just adds calories to your day.
Sure. And you've said you've worked with people who have taken months or more off from alcohol, whether January or other times. What results have you seen from them, or what have they even reported to you?
People generally just feel so much better. Like they truly have a clearer mind, more energy, better cognition. And a lot of them, once they know how good they can feel, they then don't want to go back to that as their normal. So it's super common for people around here to drink, 5+ beers on a Friday and Saturday night. And that may be in some people's mind moderation, but that's actually excessive drinking. Moderation is like 2 times a month. And so your brain and your body is truly getting some toxic chemical put into it multiple times a week. And so if you think about it, I mean, it truly, your body just functions better, your brain, your heart works better, your muscles recover better, everything just works better.
And for the people who typically like go into it, is the motivation usually for health reasons? Are there other motivations?
I would say most people, their goal is they want to lose weight. That's generally the goal. And for alcohol, it increases, like I said, your calories because of the calories in the sugary mixed drinks and the carbs in the beer, all those things. And so most people want to lose weight. And then I tell them, okay, outside of like eating healthy and exercising, we got to limit alcohol. And so they do it out of the goal of weight loss, but then they a lot of times just they feel better without it. So then they end up staying without it because of the energy and the health benefits that they feel from it.
Sure. And how long have you been a dietitian?
I've been a dietitian for 3 years, but I've worked in like the health, wellness, and fitness industry for over six.
Okay. And
I
have
was
you
a personal trainer beforehand.
got it? Okay. So yeah, in the industry, have you seen any evolution as far as people, whether it's being sober altogether, whether it's doing these like month-long things, or even just limiting their drinking? Have you seen that in your experience?
Oh yeah, I would say the last 5 years for sure. The generations of like Gen Z. I mean, the research is very clear. Alcohol is a toxin. It's a neurotoxin. It interferes with how your brain functions. It interferes with how your body functions. That's why when you drink alcohol, you lose your coordination, you lose your balance. Like it's very apparent that alcohol is a poison. And I think that there's just a lot more people willing to be open to not drinking and not just letting it be part of their lifestyle because it just is that way. Um, I feel like millennials and below are starting to just evolve and wanting to care more for their body and have more of that preventative wellness approach. With that being their goal, limiting alcohol just happens to come along with it.
You led into my next question, but do you see a typical age range where it's more common to do something like this?
Yeah, I would definitely say like mid-30s and below. So like I would say millennials are kind of like maybe still the age where it's normalized for them. And I'm not saying people who are younger don't do it. It's just it's very common for them to, just go and get mocktails or just go out to eat together. And it isn't going to the bar. It's not always like around a drinking activity. It's just hanging out together.
Sure. And for people who are doing something like this or who want to just cut down alcohol in general, what are some ways to make sure that you actually stick with it?
Yeah, so usually tell people like if you're a person who because some people, they feel like they're more interactive and more talkative when they drink, and I totally get that. And being in social environments, a lot of times at weddings and things, drinking comes along with it. And so I'll say just no drinking by yourself. There's no need to drink by yourself. There's no need to drink at home. Even if it's just you and two friends, there's just no need for that. Save your drinking for when you have an event, like, you're going out tailgating for a Packer game or you're going to a wedding, because moderation is like 2 times a month, like not like 2 episodes a month, and not more than 4 drinks for a female and 5 drinks for a male, because more than that is considered binge drinking. So I just tell them, cut off all drinking. Don't end your day with your wine to wind down. Don't drink with your friends on random Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays. Just keep it to special occasions, because what you do 80 to 90% of the time is what's going to help you, like lose weight and be healthier. And that little like 10 to 20% of the time of, drinking alcohol and maybe eating like some ultra processed foods and not as healthy things, that isn't going to affect you as much. But if you're drinking half of the week every week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and there's only 7 days in a week, that's kind of an issue.
Yeah. And you mentioned mocktails. Is that something that you found your patients or your clients have, like they maybe drink mocktails or NA beers or something to get that sort of fix instead?
Yeah, so a lot of people like to just wind down at night. And so I will tell them, it's good to have something to wind down to. So have like a fun little drink. So whether it's some sort of like sparkling water with like a little like fresh like orange zest or like a lemon in there, still feel like you can have like a fun little wind down drink and still do the entire wind down process, talking to your spouse, watching TV, getting your pajamas on, whatever. Like you can still have that whole environment, just literally drink something else besides alcohol. And NA alcohol, like there's like Bush NA and things like that, still has a lot of calories in it. So I recommend more of like a sugar-free, um, like carbonated water or like a low calorie, low sugar juice or something to kind of get more of the the environment without the calories associated with it.